Last week on the Bitcoin Tarot podcast, Cosmic Conroy's cards predicted that a new era would see Bitcoin face outwards. Meanwhile, Charting Chad examined the charts and found we'd have a short bump up to bounce back down from about 6.8k. Then the price of Bitcoin had a short bounce up to 6.6k before wobbling up and down for the rest of the week. Conroy gets a grade E and Chad gets a grade C. Their GPAs are now 2.6 and 2.9, both falling back, but with Chad maintaining his lead. But what will happen to the price this week? Is this the bottom? Presenting our first contestant, reading the cards, it's Cosmic Conroy! What was that? We've had some new producers in. I feel like the show's been taken away from me. They say I need to be more snappy, so we'll do our usual 4-card reading. The first card is the past, the second card is the present, the third card is the future, and the fourth card is an overall timeline, a reason for the timeline. Let's begin with the first card. Our first card represents the past 7 days in Bitcoin, and that card is the Queen of Cups. She's compassionate and affectionate, and she's introspective and smart. I think this is a good card to represent a period of relative calm during which the price has consolidated over the last 7 days. Our second card represents the current moment in Bitcoin, and that card is the Empress, the third trump card. She came up last week in the future position and now has shifted down into the present. She represents an outgoing nature, just as the Queen of Cups is introspective. It seems that though the judges may disagree, the cards still insist we have moved from an introspective to an outward-looking era. But what will that mean for the future? Let's find out. Our third card represents the future of Bitcoin, the next 7 days or so. And that card is Death, the 13th trump card. Mortality, endings, loss. Of course, this could represent the end of the bear cycle, because all cycles end with renewal. Let's see if the next card will help us decide. Our final card represents causality, a reason for this timeline. And that card is the fourth trump card, the Emperor. He represents the authorities, the government, the man. And in a Bitcoin context, perhaps the SEC or someone similar. I think the meaning of the reading has become clear. We have passed from the period of introspection and now in the period that's more outward looking, and perhaps as a result of this, the authorities will cause the death of the price or of the bear market. That's it from me for this week. Until next week, may the Bitcoin bless you. And now, representing the technical analysis crew, it's Charting Chad! You know, I've seen the price go up, and I've seen the price go down. I've even seen the price go sideways, but I have never seen the price go outwards. What were you thinking, Conroy? Crazy. Anyway, looking at this week's charts, starting off with the weekly candles, we can see we're well below all the moving averages, even with this week's slightly green bump. Still going down, all of the averages are going down, it's very bearish out there. Adding in some trend lines, we're still well within the centre of this descending wedge. The descending wedge is of course likely to break up, but not until we get further down towards the bottom. Still, the wedge is supporting and resisting us, so if we go up, likely to come down again, and if we go down, likely to go up again. Zooming in on the daily candles, the daily candles show that we've been more or less flat all week. We're still well within the centre of this wedge, and if we add in this prior high and low, we can see we're still also well within the centre of the channel, the horizontal channel there. So again, if we go up, likely to come back down. If we go down, likely to come back up. So this channel seems to be sticking with us even as we move into the hourly candles, where we see we're in an upwards wedge, so perhaps likely to go up first, but again drop out of the wedge downwards. So we're going to stay stuck within the 6,000s all week most likely, ending the week about even. That's about it from me. Look after your stop losses, people, and trade safely. Bye bye. The Bitcoin Tarot podcast needs your support to fund a longer format show. If you want more detail and perhaps some altcoins to be examined, send donations to any of these 4 addresses. Whichever coins have the most money when we hit the target will get a special side reading from both Chad and from Conroy. Remember, if you can't donate, you can always like and upvote and share our links to while away the hours until we once again ask the question: can the tarot beat technical analysis in next week's Bitcoin Tarot podcast?